anybody's in yet. Ooh, a little bit late. Wouldn't be a Hellfreezer stream if I wasn't. Although I've yet to see a stream that actually starts on time. So I'm in good company. Okay, flip that around. There we go. Live streaming. Anytime you like. There we go. Oh, good people here. Right, that little green light to come on, please. Thank you. Well, the audio seems alright. Right, let's just test. So everyone, can you hear me? No, okay, good. Morgan, Daddy Bear, Rochelle, Catherine, fair enough. Miranda, Jenny, Clarissa, Crusade, Eva. Hello, everyone. Right, I'm going to endeavour to try something a bit different tonight, just as we're chatting. I got a Wacom Intuos tablet a while ago, and I've barely used it, so I don't really know how to use it. So I'm going to just be messing about on that right now, and I'll just do it in Photoshop. I don't even know if I've got Illustrator installed. Just use that as our canvas. I've been having a slightly grumpy day actually, Miranda. I just felt kind of grumpy. Don't know why. Feeling okay now though. Hey Mara. Right, I got this. I think I got this about a year ago now. I'm going to try a spot of engineering because I don't have the wireless connector for it, so I'm using an extender for the USB cable. See if anything happens. Well, there's a light on. Maybe I need to restart Photoshop. Well, Rochelle, I think what really annoyed me is I was playing Arkham Knight, and I got bored a little while back, and I decided just to delete all my save files and start fresh. But there's a part of that game that does my head in every time. I can eventually get past it, but it was just really annoying me this time. One of those things in a game that you spend so much time doing it, you just stop enjoying it altogether. So, but I got past it. No, I may have to install drivers, that's probably the issue. Right, I may have to... I don't know if it's safe to do that. Management, device manager. What's that? Well, everyone can hear me right now, so we'll leave the driver at the moment. Well, glad to hear it, Rochelle. Hey, Rob B, how you doing, mate? Texas T. No, I've never been to the US. want it. Firmware, human interface. Oh, no, that's not what I want. Oh, Rob, I don't know if you'd be interested in this, but I saw Fender has a new hybrid guitar out. It's kind of a halfway between an electric and an acoustic. Sounds really nice. It looks awful, but it sounds really nice. Hey there, Barry. Day started a bit grumpy, but I'm feeling much more mellow now. Hi, Alexis. Catherine, I'm just going to call you Catherine. Or Catherini. Catherini. Ah, okay, Catherini. It's almost 10:15 where I am. I think you guys are between 5 to 6 hours behind me, depending on where you live. Oh, Catherine's correct. Well, okay, fair enough then. Yeah, I think I need to install the driver. I was hoping I would just plug it in and it would work, but that doesn't seem to be the case. I mean, it's detecting the pen and everything. Right, I want you all to close your eyes because I'm going to go to a website I'm not sure if I should go to. Wait, no, it's educational. I'm teaching the people how to do the things. There we go. Tools. Driver. Hey, Paulina. I have planned a trip out for, I think it's Sunday, to get some wallpaper. So I'll just have to be lazy this week. Well, not lazy, I'll probably go out tomorrow, as long as it's not snowing again. Latest drivers. Make sure this is the right thing. And pen tablets. Hang on, is that the right thing? Bamboo Ink previous drivers. No, it's not a Bamboo Ink Plus. Well, let's try that one. Wacom tablet. Rob B, and I could count on you. Texas tea, making pasta with spaghetti sauce for dinner. Make extra Texas tea. I suddenly have an urge for pasta with spaghetti sauce. I was thinking of getting a pizza, but it'll be too late to order. I think they close at 11. And anyway. I found a pink 3DS. Excellent. Oh, you're all bragging about your nice weather. I think the snow's mostly gone for now, so a wee bit. I go, oh, I thought good if it lies, then I can go. No, yes, save file, thank you. And we'll close that. Yeah, so if it's okay tomorrow, I can go out. I was hoping to test my snow shovel out, but oh wait, yes, I accept your license agreement. Jenny Bean, right now. I'm lucky. I get paid this week, so I was browsing for. Right. Well, we won't be doing tablet stuff tonight because I'll have to restart the computer. I can't believe you. Oh wait, it's working. There we go. Right. Give me the brush. Wait, have I got the pressure thing on here? Always use pressure for size. Yeah, it's on now. There we go. moment I'm arting. There, I'm an artist now. Oh, wait a minute. There we are. Thing is, I've got it installed on my work PC upstairs. I just didn't have it installed down here. I wasn't even sure if it would work with the cable, but we seem to be gone. Ooh, I missed comments while I was arting. Believes me. You see, Pauline, the snow is really pretty when it first lies. Then it just starts to be a pain in the bum. Yeah, I'm not going to restart the computer just now, Daddy Bear. As long as it can make marks on the page, I suppose that'll do right now. Chili. Ooh, Dwight Burner made chili. No, Laura Stambulva. I haven't responded to your 5-6 previous emails. I'm not responding to this one. Sorry, just YouTuber stuff. When you've been doing your channel for a while, no problem, Ava. When you've been doing your channel for a while, you get emails from people wanting to help you with your channel. I'm quite sure it involves giving the soul of your firstborn. Put him on some. Let's give him a surfboard. Put him on some nice mellow wave. Oh, the pressure thing seems to work actually. I just need to stop it from bringing the thing up. Oh, Rochelle, you got a job interview. Well, good luck. I'll break a leg. I'm not sure what's appropriate at a job interview. Miranda, yeah, if the clock is bothering anyone, as usual, I can close the door. Some people find it soothing. It's in the kitchen. I forget that, you know, if I can hear it, the mic can pick it up as well. Hey, Grey Warden, thanks for popping in. Birds in? Oh, no birds. Oh, you mean add some birds? If I remember how to draw simple birds. There we go. Well, it's for a groundskeeper. Well, somebody's got to keep the grounds. And you might find you enjoy it, you never know. Sounds like, well, I could be wrong, but if it's the kind of job where they basically, you know your work, they leave you to do it, you might actually find you quite enjoy it. Your guy needs some surfer hair. What does surfer hair look like? Break it down Barney style. In the Navy, I swept in the rain. So your job is actually doing something. I'm feeling okay. If it's just sometimes I wake up and I get a bit grumpy. Or it may have been all the caffeine I'd had the previous day. Although coffee doesn't do that to me as much, but energy drinks do. But don't worry, I've got a load in the fridge. When they're gone, they're gone. I won't buy them anywhere near as much. Hi Heather, thanks for stopping in. Ah, well there we go. That was meant to be a perm actually. Being blown by the wind. And I shouldn't be grumpy. I've got like a week off. And the work's done, so I don't have to, I don't have to worry about keeping people entertained. There's plenty there. Well, nobody wants a grumpy Hellfreezer, Barry. That's no good to anybody. Have you got much longer to go Grey Warden? Oh, Rob. Right, well, I'm just testing out my tablet because I'm planning on using it in the future. So I'm just doing some very, very simple drawings. I've drawn a little stick figure, right, with kind of something of a wry, smiling face. They've got kind of windswept hair. He's on a surfboard, or she, who knows? Let's say he, on a surfboard, on the water, saying hello. There's birds in the background, and they might be in a bit of danger because it looks like there's a shark fin in the water. Oh, well, you get your rock stars delivered. I considered that once, but decided against it and regretted it. Now I kind of get my favourite drink at all. I've got a new favourite though. I quite like the bubblegums. Is it bubblegum sours or something? That's a shark. Or is it a shark? Oh, a sea grey warden. They're really easy to find here. Most places have them. It's just that my watermelon flavour just they discontinued it, so I had to learn to live without it. 'How many cans is that, Rob? Rob, how many cans is that Grey Warden? I mean, hi, Chris. Well, I'm considering at some point, Rob, getting folks on if they want to actually chat. Uh, as long as there's something to be spoken about, we'll pick subjects and talking points. And oh, for anyone wondering, the turns out the shark isn't actually a shark. It's a mischievous friend of our surfer wearing a fake fin on their back. Can people commission artwork from you? Well, darling, no. I don't think they could afford my prices. Thirty cans. 30 cans. That's oh, 'cause that's not even 3 cases. That's not so bad. How much for this one? This one. Oh, I don't know. I mean, it's a Hellfreezer original. It's multiple figures in it. You must understand that artwork costs more the more figures you add to it. The birds were a lot of work, so I think say 50. No, no. Let's say 75 cents. Hey, honeybubs. I like that. Thanks, Chris. And thank you, kind truck driver, for joining us on this unexpected chat. Come in, take a load off your feet, or sod off. Wait, hang on. Dexter Crow saw a man who wasn't there. It was not there again today. I wish that man would go away. Oh, your dad? Okay. You don't want your dad to go away. True, Grey Warden, true. They will still be heavy. Put them in a couple of sturdy bags, you'll be fine. Maybe drink one before you set off to give you energy to get there. Oh, is it my terrible artwork? It's making it look like it's a dead person in the water. It could be. Their eyes are a bit wonky. Chris, yeah, I'm still trying to gather stories for it. now they look even more dead. Thank you, Barry sister. I'm trying to remember how old I was. I think I was taken with the school. I can't remember. Probably the usual age. Whereabouts is it you live, Grey Warden? Because around my neck of the woods, Relentless and Rockstar are pretty common. I quite like the original, and they do an apple and kiwi flavoured one, which is quite nice as well. I'm not sure if there's any. I always say I'm not sure if there's any actual kiwi in it, because I've noticed when I have kiwi, it tends to have a slight mild allergic reaction to it. Although that might be down to having throat problems as well. But when I have the energy drink, there's no reaction at all, just energy. Yeah, but what is a goldfish? Well, it's more valuable than a silverfish, but less valuable than a platinum fish. Hang on, did I miss something? Oh, yeah, Heather was asking when people learn to swim. Though 12 isn't really that old. I mean, there's some people who don't learn until they're adults. Hey, Valerie. But there's plenty of vids there to be watched now. If you haven't watched for a while, the back catalogue's gotten quite expansive. I've probably even started some new things. I think I'm about done with the pictures. Unless I start breaking into my neighbours' houses and stealing their pictures to scan, which might get me a bit of a reputation. There are actually one or two that are in picture frames I want to get out and scan because I could do with a little bit of restoration. One's of a little bitty baby Hellfreezer. I might do that. I might do that sometime in this month, next month. Well, they might have some apple juice in them, depending on the ones you get. I've got one in the fridge. It's apple flavour. I can't remember the name. It's got a bull on the can. It's not Red Bull. Hi, Millennia. Have you had any experience like yourself before? Well, I have told of the dreaded cookie incident, where my cookies did not arrive, and then mysteriously 2 packets. Well, there you go, Texas T. You never too old to learn. 42 is that's a great age to be learning new skills. Yeah, Barry, I do have some snacks today. They're currently slightly out of reach. I'll get to them in a minute. Jolt. I don't think we had Jolt in the UK. Well, there's nothing wrong with learning to swim, be it young or old, as long as you find someone you can trust to teach you. And you hear horror stories of people just chucking their kids in as it right swim. Berries. I'm eating chocolate hobnobs myself. Did I eat the hobnobs I had? I can't recall. I may have. Right. There was one I used to get years ago I really liked. It was a tie-in drink for the show 24, which I've never really been a fan of. Don't hate me. But they had this energy drink out that tied in with it. They had the regular and sugar-free. And I guess it didn't sell because I saw it in one of those kind of cheaper stores. They were selling it, so I got a few cans. I then saw the local farm foods. I don't know where they got it from, but they were selling them like I think £5 for a pound at one point, and even one of the local supermarkets marked them down and started selling them off. It was actually really nice. It had kind of a sherbety flavour off it, as I recall. 6 shots of espresso. Hi, Case Dash. Well, Dexter, as long as your mom's cool with sharing a story with the world, I'd be happy to have it. Okay, bye, Barry. Take care. No, okay, fair enough. Yeah, I think your story is in Thursday's video, Kate. I think. K's Dash, I'm fine with either one. Right, where to put the snacks? Sorry about the crinkling headphone users. Happily. Well, Texas Tea, I hope everybody made it back. Stay there, Mrs. Wilson. Didn't you have two kids? No. drink. This is a local brew. Don't usually buy soda in glass bottles, but this one comes in glass bottles. Millennia, I have a question. Do you ever get creeped out reading some glitch or doppelganger stories from Reddit or anywhere else? I do sometimes. Especially when there's like changes in temperature and your house starts making noises. You're thinking, is that a normal noise? Or are they coming to get me? Then you figure, well, I may as well keep recording till they come and get me if that's the case. No, I was taught to swim. I think I was taken by the school and I got my first badge, and that was as well as I did. Haven't swam for years. I'm assuming I'd be able to. I mean, it's like riding a bike, you never forget. Lilith, I'm currently on vacation. Started well. Started by watching a quite a good film with Fran Kranz and Alison Hannigan in it. It was quite good. It's called, I'll get the title right. It's called What If You're the Killer? And it's pretty much what it sounds like. He's at a summer camp and people start dying, so he calls his friend Alison Hannigan in a panic, and she's kind of talking him through things, and she posits, well, if you're covered in blood, maybe you're the killer. Hey, Countess Rose. Hi, Vampire Venus. Oh, where did I put that bloody pen? I'm always losing that thing. No, the tablet fairies must have stolen it. Thank you, Delia C. Very kind of you. See, I put the pen down to find snacks. And the pen has forsaken me. Also, my headphones seem to have... don't do that, they were very, very expensive. Don't want them to get broke. Oh, there it is. What happened? I hate it when pages I didn't mean to click on suddenly pop up. Can't see the chat, but I'll be back with you in a sec. Oh, there we go. Okay, I'll just wait for chat to catch up. Okay, I think we're all caught up. Texas T, scariest book you've ever read. None of the books I've read have been all that scary. Goodness, Rose. I believe that's what they call professionalism. Never been on a date. Lilith, my accent is Scottish. So is the rest of me. Not a bit sorry about Barry. Don't want that. Nope, don't want that. Ava, you do hear the rustling and gurgling of snacks, yes. You know, the Amityville horror, that kind of thing, that whole story used to quite scare me quite a bit. But the more you look into it, the more mundane it seems. Hey, the real fangirl. Thank you. Barry selling meeps. I would recommend some books, but they're all autobiographies, and one is really inappropriate. That's what I'm going to call it. And you shouldn't be reading inappropriate books at your age. You should wait till you're at least 15. Okay, so the scariest book is the Bible according to some. Well, it does have a zombie in it. Yeah, hang on, someone asked a question. The Real Fangirl. These are usually just kind of relaxed chats. Actually, too, when you think about it, I'd say Lazarus counts as well. Well, this is a road, not a very straight road, but it's a road. Some weeds over the side. Maybe a cactus. Feeling adventurous. It's a very strong looking cactus. Bye, Kate. Have a nice dinner. Are we guessing a book? No, I'm just googling. Googling. I'm just doodling. I'm a big fan of audiobooks myself. Get through quite a lot of them. Black Cat by Poe. Have I not done that? Maybe not. Let's have a look-see. Poe money, Poe problems. Come on, anytime you like. Yes, we'll have more playlists. Hang on. Where's 10 Days of Halloween? What did I do during that? Dig on Haunted Place, Terrible Old Man. Nope. Right, where's my Poe playlist? No, I haven't done the Black Cat. Okay, I'll keep that one in mind. Hi, Ashley. Donna Michelle, how you doing? You can play Pictionary. I guess Pictionary, is it? Is that the one where you draw things and people try and guess what it is? Ooh, I think I do have older subscribers, but you might be the oldest person currently in chat. Ah, well, there we go. Lilith wins. Don't worry, Barry. I'll be over in about, what 5-6 years. Then you'll hate it, but in your 20s, then things usually start to mellow out when you hit your 30s. Ashley, no, you're not, definitely not the youngest here. Yeah, there was someone else who was, I think they were about 16, Meowcula. But I yelled at her last time she was in, so I don't know if she'll come back. The real fangirl. This girl was getting in people's faces for something they said. Well, I can't remember what it was about. Oh yes, we were being accused of kink shaming because I mentioned I didn't like people calling me daddy. I'm just going to remember what's going on there. In Texas, I've not done much travelling at all. You see, people calling you daddy's creepy at the best of times. It's even creepier when I'm old enough to actually be their daddy. But for the sake of disclaimer, if that's your thing, then by all means, if you get off on doing it in private, that's up to you. Actually, I would if I had a reason. If I had a reason to go there, if I had some specific purpose, absolutely. Nope, that parrot was not a willing participant in that picture. Is there a YouTube con? I mean, I know there's VidCon, but I've never really fancied that. Well, Texas Tea, it's alright if they're your kids. I think I missed a question. Oh, Millennia Productions. What YouTubers gave you inspiration? And what are your favourite YouTubers to watch? Right, favourite YouTubers to watch. There's really enjoying movie nights as Alison Pregler. She does these great Baywatching videos. It's called Baywatching, where she essentially goes through each episode, recaps it, but makes fun of it. Really enjoyable. And I used to call my mum Mumsy, but only because I knew it pissed her off. Hello, Mumsy. Mumsy Wumsy. And I'd say in that exact voice. I don't know, I was answering a question. Oh yeah, YouTubers I watch. So movie nights, well worth a look for the Baywatching videos, and her Charmed content's quite good as well. I mentioned Anderton's a few times. If you like movie reviews, I recommend The Horror Guru. I also recommend Count Jacula. He doesn't do quite as much of the horror review stuff recently, but he's getting back into it. And he also does these excellent, really long live streams where he just gets folks on and chats to them. That's where I kind of got the idea that maybe get people on and chat with them. Kind of like a Hellfreezer's chat show, I guess. And if you find you like Jacula and Guru, they live in the same apartment, well, same house, whatever as. And they appear in each other's content quite a lot, so that's quite good. Other stuff I watch on YouTube. I don't actually watch narrators anymore. It's just basically, let's put it this way: if I was a butcher, I'd be a vegetarian. You know, the last thing I'd want when I come home from work would be meat. Who else do I watch? If anyone's wondering, I'm nibbling away on drumstick squashies. These ones are cherry and apple flavour. I like the last bag I got so much, I got a bigger bag today. And the Old Faithfuls always recommend is I've really been enjoying for Janet Devlin. She's a musician, excellent, check her out. This tiny little Irish red-headed lass. But not just that she's pretty, she's really talented as well. In fact, I think a few years ago she was on, what's it called? Was it Pop Idol or something like that? The Voice. One of those kind of shows she was on. And if she's still up on YouTube still making content, highly recommend Kina Grannis. These are all musicians. Madeline Bailey, she's really good as well. Only, I forget this right. Only One Noah. He's got a really excellent voice. And Kate McGill, but she's not been very active. She's more focused on her band at the moment. Oh, Laura, I was out yesterday, and Easter eggs already. Louise Davis, why not Mr Hellfreezer? I'm working on it. I'm cutting out all the bad stuff gradually, and substituting it for better things. And I'll probably have to get rid of the yummy snacks as well. But I'm on holiday. Let a man have a squashy. Carrot sticks. I had a nightmare. I've seen the short film of Mama, but I haven't seen the actual film itself. I figure if I've seen the short film, I've seen all I need to, unless they've added anything to it. Donna Michelle Richet, are you a candy junkie? Yeah, a little bit more than I should be, but like I say, cutting back till eventually cutting out. I've had plenty of candy in my life. I really don't need any more after this week. Well, after these couple of days. Have I seen Autopsy of Jane Doe? I don't think I have. I think I've seen it on things, but I haven't seen it. Hi, Rob. Very good song. Malice. We meet at last. Also, hello. Candy is good for the soul. Yeah, unfortunately, it's bad for everything else. Hi, Sand Shields. Are you going to watch the Super Bowl? Well, we actually probably do get over here somewhere, don't we? I'm not a sports guy. Do you like veggie chips and crisps? Yeah, I do actually. I've had some beetroot ones out of the local M&S, were quite nice. And lately I've been buying ones that's like lentil and hummus. They're actually really good. Low fat as well, which is helpful. It's just hard to get them at a reasonable price because they're worth £1 for the big bag in my opinion. They're not worth £2. So I'm looking about Did notice the local Aldi shops had them for a bit cheaper, so I'll have an eye in, keep an eye in there, and hoping they keep them in stock. Louise, the salted beetroot chips are actually really nice. That's the flavour. Oh, Kit Kats. They used to do it. Was it blood orange or some kind of fancy orange Kit Kat they used to do years ago? Haven't done it for years. It was one of the chunkier ones. Although even the chunky ones ain't that chunky these days. Hi, Sarah, and hello to your caterpillar. Barry, I don't. Sparkling waters can be bad for your tummy though. What I usually drink, and I've been buying it for a couple of months now, is flavoured Volvic. They've got some nice flavours, and although a lot of drinks companies, I was whinging about this on Twitter the other day, a lot of drinks companies are taking the regular versions of their drinks and they're putting aspartame in it, right? No, I'm not one of those people that believe aspartame's causing cancer. I just find I'm rather sensitive to it. So I try to avoid it. Unless I just need a can of Pepsi Max or something, in which case I'll have a can of Pepsi Max. But I find that, and other artificial sweeteners as well, to a lesser degree, upset my throat, make my skin itchy, make me achy. But stevia doesn't really seem to do that with me. So I found Volvic. They have started putting less sugar in the regular drinks, and while they still certainly have the blue capped diet ones, in the regular drinks they've started using stevia. So I've been buying those instead. The cherry and the lemon are my favourites. I'm always tempted to see if I can find like a sampler pack of the Japanese Kit Kats, because they've got so many flavors over there, and some of them sound a bit weird, but some of them sound really good. Okay, face reveal. There we go. Right, now there it is. There you go. That's what I look like. Hey, Callisto. How you doing? Monster Mills. I'm not very fond of the Monster ones. I mean, I'll drink them if they're cheap enough, but they're not my favourite. Sunshells, I have nothing against ponies. Louise, yeah, we had a bit up here in Scotland as well. Yes, Barry, that's my face reveal. And sadly, that's more accurate than I'm willing to admit. Yes, those misspellings are delivered, by the way. It says he Bevriadi Hellfreezer here. There's a little. Don't know. Don't think I've ever had Toad. No. Well, I'm working on it, real fangirl. But I'm getting my haircut tomorrow, so it'll be a little neater. Oh, we have some good food in Britain. Like our Chinese takeaways. I know what you mean, sir. When the weather gets cold, my skin gets, well, my skin's never great, but it gets really bad. So I'm essentially just standing under a bottle of moisturiser and just letting it squirt down on top of me. That's a slight exaggeration. Very slight. I haven't seen Glass yet. I want to see it. I only just saw Split because I'd seen the trailer for Glass. I thought, well, that looks quite good. I might actually watch that. And then Split showed up on Netflix, so I watched it. And I thought it was creepy as hell, but good. So. Right, oh, quite the art collection. Right, time for a new document. Sand shields, thank you. Oil item. I may have a bottle that I got years ago. I don't think I ever actually used it. They gave me some new stuff to try. Smells like petrol. Like really like petrol, I guess, on our business. Ugh. Used it for a few days. Not only did I not notice any benefit, it basically felt like I was just using moisturiser on my skin, so I just stopped using it. I went back to using the Dovinex, which at least helps with the pain. It keeps it moisturised a day enough so it doesn't hurt. Well, Grey Warden, you have excellent skin then. To be honest with you, I don't really enjoy going to the theatre. Unless the theatre's nearly empty. Can't remember the last time I went though. Nope, I legitimately can't remember the last thing I saw in the cinema. It's been at least, let me think, 2004, 2005 the last time I went. Mary Grace, you'll wear those pink hats and you'll be grateful, young lady. Yeah, somebody tell Dexter to make sure the little red light is still on. He may have accidentally backed on the stream, so refresh and you will catch up. Thank you, Dexter. I have one cap. I don't think I've ever worn it, and it has a Star Trek logo on the front. It's blue. Okay, sleep tight, Grey Warden. Ooh, somebody redacted their message. Now I'm curious. Thank you, Hellhound. I think the real fangirl says something, but Hiller wasn't that bad. I mean, I wouldn't say anything like that myself. I mean, quite shocking actually, but she seemed quite firm and then deleted it. I think Nazis are bad. I'm just going to put my foot down and say it. Well, that's the thing, actually. I would probably go a bit more often if they had a cinema nearer than Glasgow. Oh, there was one of. Oh wait, no. It's Sunday's video. It's Sunday's video that mentions a theatre chain in the UK. My nearest cinema is actually one of them. Happy Death Day. Did that come out in the theatres? I thought that went straight to streaming. Haven't seen it yet. Favourite stories? My favourite stories are the funnier ones. It's nice to chuckle while you're working. Oh, they're doing a second one. Happy Death Day 2, The Redeadening. No, Happy Death Day was... Hang on, unless I'm thinking of a completely different film. To the Googleorium. Right, Happy Death Day, come on now. Happy Death Day. Nah, it's only 2017. Oh, that did rather well. 4.8 million, 125 million. That's what we call a success. Home media. January 18. It was only 2018 I heard of it, so maybe that's what I'm thinking. Oh, Happy Death Day to you. Okay. Cat M, get your friend to write that story down and send it to me. The people must know. Well, as long as you're making your own entertainment, Sanchez. Or Sanchez. Pandapod, this stream is just about chatting and asking and answering questions. Just chilling out. And I'm also trying to learn how to work with a tablet. I'm just doing this in the latest version of Photoshop. Hey Aurora. Rob, I got the tablet, I'm going to say at least a year ago, maybe a little bit more, and I haven't done much with it. So I'm trying to get used to working with it, so that when I start doing Tales of Tiresias and there's another thing I'm working on. It may involve a version of a character we have encountered before. I want to do little illustrations with it. And bye, Rochelle. Very one. I'm planning on essentially, if the weather's up, getting out of the house for a bit, just walking around. I'll be buying wallpaper on Sunday, and just generally trying to get healthier. Oh, you're not right. Okay, the eraser's doing weird things. It's leaving marks on the page, and that's not right. See what the problem is. Nope. There we go. It was just off white. Should be relaxing music playing. That's a good way to get sued. Hi Todd, thanks for stopping in. Appreciate seeing you. Alexander Moore, how come you don't usually title the stories more specifically? Because that would be extremely boring and dull. I like doing my own series. I like them to have memorable names. That way people pay more attention. Otherwise you just get lost in the crowd and nobody loves me. Alexander, no, I'm just doodling, Alexander. It's not for anything. Josie, yeah, I know Mr. Ramsey. We've chatted a little bit. Salad fingers? What? Welcome, Dexter. You're no longer back in time. It says, "Hello, sir. I would like to buy a mustache." AC Callisto, yes, the fancy mustaches come in boxes. Harry Harry's. Oh, bye Ava. Thanks for stopping in. Kathy, it comes from IMDb, and I wanted a name that sounded kind of cool, at least to my ears back then. This was like very early 2000s. Played around with words. Came across, I think, Hellfreezer Over. May have been slightly influenced by Hellblazer, but I think it was more Hellfreezer Over. I thought, that works, that'll do me. And it was Hellfreezer ever since. Thank you, Rob. Thanks, Tuna. I think I've got one coming up. There is. There's a story. There's a thicker Scottish accent coming up in Sunday's video. He's one of the managerial types in a local cinema. He's a dirty way so and so. Bye, PandaPod. Thanks for stopping in. We'll be finishing up in about 20-30 minutes anyway, I think. Shawsey, there's more than one Scottish accent. Just like there's more than one American, Irish, French, Australian, Russian, Swedish. But only one Swiss. Just a one. They only got one, because they're very efficient. Hi, Hilly Bob. Well, I say half an hour. If something catches my attention, I might actually lose track of time. I'm just reading the chat and doodling away right now. By which I mean drawing. Just so no one was imagining things. Bye, Shields. Hellhound, that was almost poetic. No, I'm just thinking of something to do. More than one Canadian accent as well, eh? Sorry, Rob. I had to. I've noticed that some Canadian accents almost border on Irish, which I think is pretty cool. Or maybe it's just when I do them. I'm still chatting if Mary Grace can hear me. I've yet to fall asleep on stream yet. Okay. I was just kind of looking at the chat for a minute there. Berisol Meeps, can you do a Russian accent? Everyone can do a Russian accent. Everyone can do stereotypical Russian accent. And Mary Grace, check the volume on the players actually all the way up. That's easily knocked down. I've done it myself a lot. Well, Barry, if you are American, that doesn't really count as doing an accent. Now, when you say you can do an Irish accent, do you mean you can do an Irish accent or you can do an Irish accent? There's a massive difference. Bye, Donna. Donna. Don't know why I thought Donna. Thanks for stopping by. Heather Miller. No, I don't listen to other narrators. I don't like to be influenced by what other people are doing. I get along well with quite a number of other narrators. I just don't listen to their content. Well, not much. Maybe once in a blue moon. They're always after me, lucky charms. The gobshites. That's one big shoe. Can we not get Lucky Charms in the UK? We used to be able to. We can even get Fruit Loops nowadays. I mean, they're not very good, but we can get them. Rob B asks, can you do an Australian accent? Kind of, sort of, and maybe. I always struggle to do the Aussie accent. It's fun to do, but you've got to be careful. Because if you drop your guard for just a second, you end up becoming English. Well, yeah, but the ones I had looked awful dull. I was expecting them to be really cool, awesome, bright colours. Unless they had to change the recipe to sell them in the UK. Tesco had them in at one point, and I thought, oh, I've heard of them. I shall purchase a box, and I shall know the joy of American cereals. Finally, at last, my life will be complete. And I thought they were a bit boring. Well done, Chaos Dash. That's exactly what I was drawing. I've never tried Crave. I've seen them, but something about the advertising put me off. Looked kind of unappetizing to me. Hi, Steph. Best cereal I've ever had is Crunchy Nut Cornflakes. Even the store brand varieties are good. But I think I've got half a box in the kitchen right now. Barry, yes, I do. Nothing to be sorry about. Quite enjoy my own company. I quite enjoy living on my own, but yeah, I get a little bit lonely, especially around about the holiday season. It'd be nice to have somebody when I'm making dinner to cook, to cook for, but well, maybe one day. Bye, Hellhound. Nice to see you. Nice to see you. To see you. Nice. Is he Callisto? That's actually a thing. There's a thing over on Twitch, I think it is, called social eating. Don't quite see the appeal of it, but people seem to enjoy it. Well, you see, Barry, that's the thing. I do quite enjoy my own company, but it would be nice to have someone else around from time to time. Just from time to time. So let me tell you about my Wish adventures. So, I was on Wish, browsing through. Hey Jammer, thanks, appreciate it. I was on Wish, browsing through. I was just looking for tat, basically, key rings, pen badges. I thought it might be a fun idea to. I'm 37 years old. I'm probably too old to be doing this, but to put a bunch of pins on my backpack that I use when I'm out biking. So I was looking for some cool ones, some horror themed ones, that sort of thing, just ones from TV shows and things. So I got some Star Trek, Rick and Morty. I can't even remember if I got anything else, some other stuff, and a couple of key rings as well. I think I got a Mjolnir and a Stormbreaker. And while I was there, I came across what I thought initially when I saw it was a keyring sized version, very nice and detailed, of Jason Voorhees' hockey mask for £1. And I thought, oh, that's quite good value for £1. That looks very good. So I clicked on it and I was like, oh, okay, that's actually a full-sized hockey mask. well, I say for £1, that'll be £2 because with the delivery. And so should I buy that? I literally don't have any use for it, but it looks pretty good. So I decided just to go ahead and order one. So I now have a Jason Voorhees style hockey mask with the red chevrons and that on the way. Of course, what I did, because you need to watch with Wish. Some deals look really good, but if you go to eBay, at least if you're in the UK, if you go to eBay, and you can sometimes, not always, find the same things without the delivery charge on it. So there's a few items that had that, and then there was a few that I could only get off Wish. So this has actually be my first time making a purchase from them, so I'm curious to see how promptly, if at all, things will arrive. Well, Barry, you're a teenager, so no one's gonna frown at that. Well, Barry, you need to tell yourself every time you think about spending money on something frivolous, do you want this more than the other thing you're saving for? If the answer is no, keep the money in the bank. Now, this will be my first time trying Wish out, so we shall see. Almost ordered a Friday the 13th pillow as well, just because I like the design, but I showed restraint and I deleted that from my basket. Hey Bob. Hush, little baby, don't say a word. Freezer's gonna buy you a mockingbird. If that mockingbird don't sing, Freezer's gonna buy you a diamond ring. Now, I don't know why a baby would need a diamond ring, but there you go. Thanks, Kleshnikov. In the picture, it's meant to be Jason. Or the mask I bought was a Jason mask. Hi, Dusty Old Trash. It's only been about a week. Maybe a little bit over. Well, let me think. No, I didn't actually do... Well, yeah, I didn't do any last week because I was busy. So maybe just over a week. Thanks, Mary Grace. You know, I'll be glad when all cars are electric. You won't have to put with that noise of things vrooming by and out. Oh, don't worry, Destel. I'm sure the project will be absolutely fine. And if it's not, just remember, other people will have cringier projects than you. Apart from that one person in class who seems to everything they do is perfect. Don't worry, they're secretly desperately lonely inside. Sorry, that got a bit dark. Listen before you... Oh, there's a number of ways I could take that, Kalashnikov. It depends what you're hoping to achieve. Let's go have a look and see what Hellfreezer's uploaded recently. Brace yourself. It's always tense when I click on that view videos function. Well, if you want to chuckle, then Neckbeards in the Wild is always a good bet. The paranormal ones tend to be quite soothingly narrated, but they might give you nightmares. But yeah, it would be quite soothing. There's actually quite a good story coming up in that one. That'll be out this Friday. Yeah. Yeah, anything apart from maybe the scary stories or maybe the paranormal, because they might give you nightmares. Hellfreezer, who's the worst serial killer of all time? Probably any of the ones that got caught, I'd imagine. Good ones won't get caught. Hi, the real fangirl. I thought maybe I'd frightened you off. Well, I did some fine artwork. I did a face reveal, don't know if you saw that. There we go, handsome beast. I did a little sketch about someone trying to buy a mustache. And now we're trying to tempt revenants with cookies. Good night, Kalashnikov. Sleep tight. Excellent work, Hilly Bob. Hello, Gaming with Minecraft Adventure and the RSS. That's a long name. Texas team, my daughter used to eat cat food as a toddler. She doesn't sit in boxes a lot, does she now? Paw at the neighbours. Well, cat food is food to cats. You wouldn't want a human to eat it. I actually bought a gag gift for my sister the other day. Well, my sister's dog. I was in one of the local stores, just browsing around, minding my own business, when I came upon, stacked in one of the aisles, they had cat wine, but they also had dog beer. So naturally I bought a bottle. It did say not for human consumption on it. Beans covered with mayonnaise. Well, I guess that's still technically food. Naughty Shawsy. Naughty, naughty. Oh, alright, confession time. One of my father's friends, bit of a wanker, this guy. That's the less we say, less said, the better. Used to run a pet supply store in the local town. Doubt he ever paid his rent because he did take off with a lot of debt. And I remember one day, my father was in keeping an eye on things for him, and I may have had a nibble at the dog chocolate. Wasn't bad as I recall. Oh yes, I can still eat chocolate. I do start barking when people come to the door, though. Yeah, it just tasted like normal chocolates. I don't know if there was actually anything weird in it. Well done, Rob. He said, would you ever try eating insects? Wouldn't be my first choice. I think I'm gradually moving away from eating living things. Little by little. Ah, Mel Gibson and Lethal Weapon. Back when we could still love the bastard. Back when he was still cute. Only if I'm full, Barry. Bye, Dexter. Sleep tight. Well, whenever I think about eating things like that, I'm reminded of an episode of QI I watched where Stephen Fry had a nibble of, I don't know if it was an ant, I think it might have been a chocolate covered ant. And he was kind of choking for a good chunk of the rest of the show before it settled down. Well, see, the thing, let me tell you about Mel Gibson, is in the 1990s, back before the age of internet, um, he said something in a magazine interview about gay people. And his agent went, Mel, no, shh, shh. He goes, oh, alright, I guess I'll watch what I'm saying in future. Then, and that was the 90s, so it kind of was swept under the bridge. People didn't really care. It didn't hit worldwide status. Then just over the years, he'd say and do things that would catch people's attention. In the world we live in now, people will remember. So, well, then Mel Gibson becomes, I don't want to say pariah because he is still working, but he's certainly not the guy he used to be, or the guy we thought he was. Unfortunate, because I did quite like him. Or rather, I liked his public persona. The magazine article had an accent. Yes, it was written in an Australian accent. Tell me about your cat, asks. Do you have a cat? I do not. The diet's more of just gradually getting rid of the bad things for better versions and exercising more and reducing the amount of food I actually stuff in my face. More of a change of lifestyle than a diet. And just making gradual changes, but it's the start of my week off, so I'm having a couple of days just to enjoy myself. Not going too crazy. I did try to make burgers last night, and I got them in a few days before, and it was that day's date on it, and I thought that smells kind of. This will make any sense to anybody. It smells kind of buttery, which isn't a smell I usually get off mince. And I was looking up articles, finding is that okay? Because I'm never sure when it smells like if it's safe to eat or not. And I'm paranoid about getting sick again, so I ended up just chucking it. Real fangirl. Yeah, some health issues. And trying to improve overall health as well. rumbling? Must be getting hungry. Yeah, Rob, that was pretty much the consensus on the various kind of food related websites. So I threw the minced beef out, and I made a couple of vegetarian slash vegan friendly burgers, which were actually quite nice. I will say that. But I used to make my own burgers all the time, and the last ones I made were okay, but they weren't quite as good as I remembered. But I think maybe the mince was too lean; it needed a bit more fat. So I got this other mince with a little bit more fat in it, and I was kind of looking forward to having them. But nah, well, don't want to get sick. Texas tea, crunchy Cheetos. Ooh, that's well. I guess if you enjoy it. Well, yeah, there's a company called, I think it's a Veggie Kitchen, and they do quite nice packs of like frozen burgers. And the only place I found that sells them is actually a local farm food, so I'll need to get down. Maybe if the weather's okay tomorrow, I'll go tomorrow, or if not later in the week, and get some stuff out there because the burgers are actually really good and low calorie as well. I think they're only about 85 calories a burger. New vegan, I think is it Beyond Meat, the Beyond Burger, from what I've heard. I've never tried them, but I've heard they're actually not bad. Well, I've never had ostrich burgers. No, I've had beef, pork, had venison burgers at one point that were actually not bad. Have you ever smelled something that smelled the same way something else tastes? Well, yeah, those buttery smell, that buttery smell in mince. Taste and smell kind of go hand in hand anyway. Have you ever had a squirrel? No, I've had squirrel flavored crisps. No, Walker's was doing this kind of odd campaign a few years ago where they had like weird tasting crisps. One of them, I'm pretty sure, was squirrel. Hi, Johanna. Texas tea. Why not just eat the real thing? Well, there's a few reasons. One, the meat substitutes are frequently lower in calorie. Some people just don't. They don't want to eat meat because they don't want to support an industry that kills animals. And some of us just like to try new things. Well, this is. I should probably add some trees actually. Meant to be in the woods. This is Jason Voorhees, as you can maybe tell, and he's out doing a bit of killing, as he does. And the victim here is offering him cookies in exchange for not being murdered. I'm sorry, Louise. I suspect the cookie offering will not work. But if they throw the cookies at Jason and then run like the wind, well, they'll probably still get killed. But doesn't mean they shouldn't try. I did, yeah. What was her name again? She seemed like a nice lady. I remember she shooting that film. She took the job because her car broke and she needed to buy a new car, so she needed the money, so she took the gig to buy the new car, and whatever else she may have thought about the film, it paid for her rather nice new car. And I think she kind of came to appreciate that, everything else that came with it over the years. Because appearing at conventions and things like that would have been a nice little earner for her in later years. I'm just doing a bit of killing. Don't mind me. I'm just gonna kill these camp counselors over there, then I'm gonna kill these camp counselors over here. Sure hope nobody's humping. No, Master Tyler, that's not a problem we have here in the UK. There's actual, I don't have collaborations in it. I don't do collaborations because I'm mostly getting asked by smaller channels, and it doesn't benefit my channel in any way to do them. The benefits go all one way there, right? And it's a lot of time and effort to do a collaboration with finding stuff, sourcing, and all that. Plus, the last two collaborations I tried to do, I recorded my stuff, and they've yet to happen. And there's probably very good, legitimate reasons for that. And I'm not mad. It's just okay, fair enough. I wish you'd have told me you weren't using it, because that's audio I could have used for something else. So the only collaborations I really do now is if it's with somebody I've worked with before, because I know in 9 out of 10 cases I can trust those people. If it's like another narrator who comes, like maybe a year and a half ago now, it was Unit 522 came to me and asked me if I could supply something to fill in on his channel for an upload, which I was perfectly happy to do. That's when I did the story about the guy who was painting houses and he'd mixed blood into it. Chowder. I miss chowder. Gaming with Minecraft. Well, what do you mean? What do you have in mind for other styles? There's a couple of things I'm working on writing. Well, I'll say working on. It's still in the research stages, but we'll get to the writing eventually. Would you collaborate with Mortis Media? I've collaborated with Mortis Media twice in the past. The last collaboration means I won't collaborate with them again. I don't hold any ill will towards them. We work differently. Let's just put it that way. So it was Sia. I'm not sure if I've heard of Sia. Well, I've heard of. I don't know if I've actually heard them sing though. You could do a grocery haul. Oh no, Barry, none of that. Yeah, the video's over on Unit 522's channel. You'd have to go through a little bit to find it. Or is it called I Paint Houses with Blood? That might be the title. It was quite a fun one to narrate that. Yeah, there's a video on Mortis Media's channel where I collaborated a couple of years back. Then there was a Black Eyed Kids video you'll find on his channel. Yeah, that would be the first one. Well, that's essentially what we're doing here, gaming with Minecraft. Well, there aren't a lot of those in my channel, Rob. Maybe one or two pop up in the paranormal occasionally. Oh, that's not really rude, Barry. Yeah, that's right. Fun with Failures asked me to do a little bit of an intro for him a few months back. I was happy to do it. Yeah, I wonder what happened to Phantom Librarian. They just kind of disappeared. There's no indication what happened. So no one knows. Oh, I'll be blunt. No one knows if he's still alive. And some people just stop doing YouTube, but a lot of them will make an announcement. Okay, I am not reading this. I have no idea what that name's meant to be. But yeah, favourite stories, always the funny ones. Barry, would you ever do a collab with Mr. Nightmare? Of course I would, but it's the same deal, only in reverse. All the benefit there would be to me, and he wouldn't really get anything from it. The guy's got millions of followers. I think he's got all the followers. $4.1 million. Well, it's been a while since I was at his channel. Last time it was 2, so shows you how much he's grown. Hellfreezer, do I please have time to make myself a build-up shake before the stream ends? I'm not sure how much longer I'm going, to be honest with you. I was only going to go 2 hours, but... What about Blue Spooky? Blue Spooky's alright. Worked with him quite a while ago. Rob, yeah, I think there are ways to do that. Well, there are on Twitter, but YouTube goes through and purges fake accounts every now and again. They even delete real subscribers sometimes. That's dedication, Josie. I mean, there's about 1,000 and something on there. 1,048. Well, not quite 1,048 publicly available yet, but... Ooh, that's a bit much. I'm not really sure. I don't have the thing. Unless you have like a smart device or something. Or, you know, use Alexa or whatever the thing is. That's maybe enough sketching for now. Did I lose the pen again? No, there we are. Well, in sexy voice country, as well as the rest of the UK, it is currently 5 minutes to 1, approximately. Heck, I suppose that's a good time to wrap it up, isn't it? Okay, I think I'll head off for now then. Might see me again later in the week, I'm not sure. I'll leave the microphone and everything in the living room, in case the feeling takes me. Right, so until next time, thank you very much for listening. I'll post the artwork up on Twitter for those of you who want to see the wonder of my creative genius again. And take very good care of yourselves.